Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 255, Crazy Cat Ladies at MLB Games. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison. How are we doing tonight, Harrison?
Fantastic, Nick. How are you?
Doing pretty well. A weird week across the league, but we will get into all of it.
It
But
was absolutely a week of weirdness.
absolutely. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links at the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping with these companies, please do it through our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the podcast. We also have Rounding Third merch. If you go on Etsy and search Rounding Third Baseball, we have sweatshirts and t-shirts and tumblers. We have some Rounding Third fans sporting some great t-shirts. So it's just a great way to get our name out there and to support us. And we also have our Patreon. So we have a Patreon community where you can go and you can join for free or you can join for paid membership. And each tier of membership comes with its own perks, whether it's merch, exclusive content, and stuff like that. So we had a ton of fun the other day. We did some behind the scenes stuff. Captain hopped on with us for a little bit. It was really cool. We're just kind of shooting the bull, but that's where a lot of our playoff watch parties are going to be. So come join us on Patreon. Just search for Rounding Third Baseball.
Yeah, if you want more bonus content, more baseball content, more trivia, that'll be the place to hang out.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Sad news to start off. Davey Johnson passes away. 1986 World Series winning manager, which is tough for us Red Sox fans to admit, but 595 career wins as a Mets manager. That's the most of all time in Mets history. And he was a 4-time All-Star. So, yeah, I mean, great career, all-around player, manager. I mean, I know growing up in the 90s, watching baseball, getting into baseball, Davey Johnson was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
yeah. A real kind of legend of the game. Won a couple World Series as a player, won as a manager. The stories of that 86 team are pretty epic. They trashed the plane and refused to pay ownership for the damage they did. Like all kinds of cool stories came out of that. But a guy that had success everywhere he went, incredibly well respected. Bryce Harper paid tribute to him going around the bases after a home run the day after. So a lot of a big outpouring of support for Davey Johnson, but really a baseball legend.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We will get into the baseball news. We're going to stick with the Orioles here a little bit to start the show. So, Sam Basallo, Friday night, walk-off home run against the Dodgers. Is Basallo single-handedly running Adley out of town? I know we talked about it a little bit last week. Are we going to see Adley Rutschman traded, or at least on the trade block?
I think the answer is yes. You're going to see Adley Rutschman on the trade block. And I think the answer is also yes, you're going to see him traded. The Orioles have been really high on this kid for a little over a year. In the meantime, Adley's been, struggling with some inconsistency, some offensive decline, some injuries, some, there's questions around durability with Adley. He got up to a great start. He's not quite turning out to be the player I think they hoped he would be in terms of offensive production. I mean, he's still a great catcher. I just don't think he's quite what they thought he'd be based on what they saw early on. And they think Basallo, I think that's how you pronounce it. We'll butcher this one many times, but when they look at the tools, just the raw tools, I think they see higher upside here. So I would suspect, they already gave him the extension. They've not even broached the conversation with Adley. They're not going to want to pay both of these guys. I just don't see a world in which these two guys can be on the same roster.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of teams around the league that need catching. So, I mean, there's not a lot of premier backstops out there. this kid seems to be legit. Not saying Adley's not, because he's more talented than I'll ever think of being. But there are teams that need a premium backstop, and Adley, I think, is still that. I mean, he's been in the league 3-4 years. I think we looked, so like he's still got time to grow and even get better. So I I think I think Adley will get traded for sure, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think you have to. I don't think you can. I don't think you can afford to keep Adley as a backup or as a DH. He's not going to want to transition to first. Um, I don't think the Orioles made the commitment to Basayo real fast. I think because they like what they saw and they like the upside. I think it was also a pretty good indicator to Adley Rushman when they made that commitment that, you know, he's our guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to be our guy. We gave him the long-term deal. We didn't give that to you. Didn't even talk about that with you really. Um, and I think it would only make sense for Adley to move on. There is absolutely a market for Adley
Yeah,
Rushman.
and like Captain says, they'll get an absolute bag for them. They'll get premium prospects back, if not major league ready talent that the Orioles are looking for to get out of whatever this year was for them. I mean, it's a team that made the playoffs 2 straight years. Yeah, early first round exits, not what they were looking for, but we are like, this team's ready to take another step forward. All the younger kids have gotten another year under their belt. They're more experienced. Starting pitching was the question mark, but we still thought the Orioles were going to be there, and they are nowhere to be found. So I think they are going to move on from him. And Mr. Clams, yeah, you're right. Not necessarily a bag. It's not. I mean, it could be cash considerations, but they will get a nice return for them. Yeah, I agree. Maybe not the correct terminology, but they'll get a decent return for Adley.
Yeah, and you're going to be trading Adley in the offseason. I presume you'll trade him in the offseason. That would make him, he's arbitration eligible the next 2 years. He's a free agent in 2028. So he's under your control for 2 more seasons. You're going to have to pay the arbitration settlement unless you can reach an agreement with him. But either way, you're getting 2 years of control of Adley Rushman and the opportunity to talk extension. You know, he cost them $5.5 million this year. That's he could be a very inexpensive addition to your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think where could you see him going?
I mean, you look around baseball, who really needs a catcher? I mean, you could argue half the league. You should be looking at him. One of the first teams apparently that jumped out as interested is the Giants. The Giants have interest. I don't know why, because they've got a pretty good backstop.
Defensively, they do. I mean, Patrick Bailey is streaky offensively.
Yeah, so I mean that came up as an immediate response. And there's other teams, the Phillies. Are the Phillies going to jump into the catcher market because JT Realmuto is not getting any younger? I think there's a lot of teams that would be interested for sure in Adley Rushman if he hits the open market.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to stick with this Dodgers-Orioles series. Yamamoto is absolutely dealing. He's got a no-hitter, 2 outs in the 9th. Jackson Holliday hits a home run to break up the no-hitter and break up the shutout. Oh, by the way, the Dodgers lose 4-3. Orioles score 4 in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs to win that game. I mean, crazy. Yeah, literally said here by sitting by myself, half the league.
Yeah. Great minds, Mr. Clams.
Absolutely.
Great minds.
Now, I mean, this was absolutely, heartbreaking for Yamamoto and for us as fans, right? We still haven't seen a no-hitter yet this year. This was
no, and it looked like he was just going to cruise. I mean, I didn't think anybody was going to get something started on him.
And then for the Dodgers to lose the game. How are we feeling about this Dodgers team? I'm kind of worried about them. I mean, I know the postseason is a different animal, and the Dodgers are the Dodgers, but I mean, this is a bad loss.
there's two teams in baseball I despise, the Yankees and the Dodgers. And like it hurt to watch the ending of that game. To watch the Dodgers roll like they did and then just blow it with 2 outs in the ninth was absolutely brutal and just gut-wrenching to watch. But the Dodgers have their own problems. I mean, they got swept by the Pirates. They roll in, they blow this game. You know, you got Tanner Scott the day before coming out saying baseball hates me as he's had like 3 straight horrendous outings. You know, all these studs out of the bullpen, they have one of the worst bullpen ERAs in baseball.
Yeah.
The bullpen was literally what saved them last year, and the bullpen is killing them this year. And it just continues to be the same story. You know, these guys come in and they just can't get outs consistently. I mean, you finally have Blake Trinan back. He looks fantastic.
Yeah.
He might be the only guy in that bullpen right now that looks fantastic, though, because everybody they go to struggles right now.
Yeah, I think you meant to say aren't the juggernaut, Mr. Clams, but we're with you. Like, I mean, beginning of the year, we're sitting here, we're talking about 120 wins. On paper, we're like, this could be the best team ever assembled. This rotation, this bullpen, this lineup 1 through 9. I mean, we did have a little bit of questions towards the back end of the lineup, but still, like, you can hide those guys in Mookie and Freddie and Shohei and Will Smith and all those guys. So, like, they aren't who we thought they were, but they are beatable. So, I mean, we'll see.
No, I mean, this is the opposite of the Dennis Green quote. Like, they're not who we thought they were.
Right.
They, you know, we were, you know, 105, 110, 120. Like, if this team doesn't roll through the regular season, it's a disaster. You know, and I will say the two things we said is if they stay healthy, which they haven't, and if they can find a way to get all these guys in the right spot, which they haven't. You know, you've got 4 closers in that bullpen, but not a single one of them has proven to be reliable this year. You just continue to struggle. You know, Yates was great for a while, then terrible. Scott's has been really bad lately. You just keep piling these arms in there, and then didn't really have a plan to use them.
Yeah.
You know, you lost Blake Snell, you lost Glasnow. Like, you just kept losing people. You know, Roki Sasaki. Where's Roki? Anybody seen Roki? I mean, it has been disaster after disaster with the pitching staff. And then you've got guys like Conforto, who's been a black hole. Teoscar's numbers are way down. You've had Edman in and out for parts of the year. Second base has been a revolving door. Mookie's had a terrible season. Like, everything that could go wrong for this Dodgers team has. They're still one of the handful of best teams in baseball, but they are absolutely not the juggernaut we thought.
Yeah, I think the lack of consistency of guys being able to stay on the field really hurts them. You can't
Brutal.
build any type of momentum or team morale or team chemistry when it's literally a different lineup every single night. I mean, it's to the point where Dave Roberts puts all the pitchers in the organization, single A all the way up to MLB, that's able to pitch, and he just pulls a name out of a hat. It just seemed like at some points during the season, it's just like, all right, who do we have that can start today? Let's just pick one. Here we go.
Yeah. And in defense of Dave Roberts, I don't think he's had the same 25-man or 26-man roster for more than a few weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even get a chance to settle in and figure out roles because people are coming and going so fast, which I mean, yes, the Dodgers have built like money isn't real, but I totally agree with the Yaded Hankey comment. Like, I feel no sadness for the Dodgers at all. I'm loving. I mean, we were all hate watching them early in the season to see if they'd blow up. Just like we hate watch the World Series.
Right.
But this team, you know, they imploded early, and they've just never gotten the momentum going to have the kind of season we all thought they'd have. And then you see these stretches where you get swept by the Pirates and you blow a game in the ninth, and
2 games.
All of a sudden you drop 4
2 games in a row.
That's right. 2 games in a row.
So.
And you realize that they're human. But I will say, like, this is the best indicator that it doesn't matter what you spend. You've got to go find the right players. And I think this is the one time you can look at Andrew Friedman and go, hey, you blew it this year, pal.
Yeah.
Like, you had the unlimited checkbook and you blew it.
Yeah, I mean, we said it going in. Like, you bring in Snell, you traded for Glasnow. I know that was last year, but like, those guys are frequently hurt. They're frequently not on the field. So, yeah, it's tough. The Dodgers might be more Yated than the Yankees for sure. Um, outside of the Brewers, does anyone else get 100+ wins? I don't think so. I said on Thursday the Brewers are the best all around baseball team going right now, and I don't think it's close. I really don't. I mean, will the Brewers still be the Brewers in the playoffs? Possibly, but all around, I think they are the most solid and complete team right now heading into September.
Yeah, will the Brewers brew? Yes, they likely will. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody else gets to a hundo. Yeah, I'd like to believe the Tigers will get hot at some point, but they haven't been able to figure it out. I think everybody else is going to finish in the low to mid 90s is where we're going to end up seeing most of these teams, and then you're going to have the Brewers, sitting at 100.
I agree.
But again, as we've said for the last couple months, to me, the regular season finish almost doesn't matter. The playoffs are going to be an absolute freaking gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's going to be all about it's going to be all about matchups and who gets hot. I don't care whether you were first or sixth going into the playoffs. Any of these teams could beat anybody on any given night. There is no clear cut, way better than everybody team. No. Last year, it was clearly the Dodgers in the NL, and it was clearly the Yankees in the AL. This year, there's no clear cut favorite going into the playoffs in either league.
No, I mean, I would say the Brewers are that team, but their track record says that they aren't. Like, that's the one thing that kind of gives me pause about them is.
Yeah. If the Dodgers or the Phillies or somebody else was sitting there in the same position as the Brewers, you'd say they're the clear cut favorite. But the Brewers' playoff track record is so bad year after year, you just can't. You almost can't believe it.
Yep.
The Rockies probably won't get very far.
Yeah, we'll have to wait till next year.
Yeah, so I feel like good things are coming to that organization,
Absolutely.
But this is a year they're going to want to just sleep off.
All right, third Orioles story in a row. Look at this, Cal Ripken.
Yeah, it's all about Baltimore.
30th anniversary. Can you believe that? 30 years ago,
dude. We're old, man.
I understand, old. But if you told me that this was 30 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, okay, dude. Like,
okay, boomer.
30 years ago blows my mind.
No, I saw the headline roll across the other day, and I'm like, really? It's been 30 years? I feel like that happened 10 years ago, not 30. Not 30.
God dang, man. Nuts. But
I remember watching the game, and I mean, I remember watching that whole season as he led up to it. It was must-see TV, but man, that does not feel like 30 years ago.
With load management and all of this, I mean, we do have some guys with some active streaks. Do we ever see anybody challenge this record?
No, and I don't even think you want to see somebody challenge this record. Because I said it years ago. I was talking to some about the Cole Cal Ripken thing, and I said, as cool a record as it is, it's it feels like an incredibly selfish one, because there were many nights he went out there at 80%, where somebody on the bench would have been able to give more, but he still went out there. And as much as I can appreciate the mentality of like, we play 162, so I play 162, would Cal have been better if he took a few nights off? If he got some rest, if he sat out a tough matchup, if he took a breather and yet let somebody else play, like, I don't know that this is a great record for a lot of reasons.
But I think it was. Thanks for reminding me. I graduated high school 30 years ago, so I think this is a couple things for me. I think this is kind of a perfect storm record, right? Because, like you said, was Cal at 100% the whole time? Absolutely not. But 80% of Cal Ripken during the time that he was doing this record, the Orioles weren't great. Did they have a couple good years? Yeah. But 80% of Cal Ripken was probably still better than the guys that were sitting on the bench. I think that's the one thing that, like, it didn't necessarily hurt them rolling him out every day, because, he could have broken a leg and still better than half the guys on the bench.
Yeah, and I think you're 1,000% right. I mean, if this was a competitive team in the later years of this record, I don't think he would have reached it. the fact that the team was hot garbage
helps.
made it real easy to be like, oh, just keep playing, Cal. Like we're not playing for anything anyways. It's easy to do that. But if this was the Yankees of the 90s who were constantly banging on the door of the playoffs and working to get back to the World Series, which they did, I think it's a different
But
story.
what number do you reach? Like let's say Matt Olson is, at 1,500 games consecutive. I don't know what his game streak's up to, but it's
He's only at 700
okay.
and change.
So
I
let's
believe.
say he's at like 1,400, 1,500. Are you going to be the manager that leaves him out of the lineup because he's not producing and end that streak?
I mean, you don't want to be. He's at Matt Olson's at 761.
Okay. But anyways,
no,
not going to be.
You don't want to be the manager that ends it, but at the same time, you also want to be the manager that misses the playoffs by a game because you ran a Matt Olson with no gas out there. And I don't know that in today's stat-driven, performance-driven game, I don't know that there's a place for this kind of stuff anymore, where you just kind of let the guys play it. It's it's matchups. It's so much of it is predicated upon matchups, how you're doing, and also can you stay healthy? I mean, we so few guys stay healthy enough to even make a run at this. My guess is Matt Olson misses the next game. Matt Olson misses is probably because of injury.
Yeah,
but it's if you're deep in a pennant race and Matt Olson's coming up against a pitcher he's 0 for 20 against, and it's a must-win game, are you going to sit him down and have the conversation, or just roll him out there and take your chances? I mean, there's decisions that have to get made. The Orioles didn't have to make them because they weren't good. There's other teams that may not have that luxury if it ever came up. But I mean, in reality, 21-30, there's just no way somebody plays that many seasons in a row without missing a game.
It's wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah, I don't think it'll ever be tough.
I mean, your best candidate for it might be a guy like Byron Buxton because he's so reliable.
Yep, 1,000% with you there. Brian says 57 or 56 game hitting or 57 game hitting streak to break the 56 will happen before before Cows will. Yeah,
I don't disagree.
Yeah, and cybermetrics have taken over the game so much, it's insane. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, and the reality of it is nobody gets a streak building like that anyways, because
right.
You're getting sat for matchups anyways. So Matt Olson's a bit of I would say he's a little bit different because he generally has had good splits against both sides, plays good defense, and he's been reliable, but he's one of very few.
Marcus Semien, is he the other one with I want to feel like he might have missed a game.
He missed a bunch because he got hurt.
Did he? Yeah.
So your current leader is Matt Olson. Matt Olson's at 761. Pete Alonso's at 375, and Ellie's at 170.
Okay. Yeah, it says Rangers gave Marcus Semien day off, ending his Ironman streak. It was May of last year that they ended that.
Yeah, and then he got hurt this year and missed some time, so it didn't really matter. But I mean, 26-32. That is 16 and a quarter seasons without missing a game. Yeah. I mean, never going to happen again.
Wow.
John Carter, shots fired. Twins catching strays.
Yeah. Well, you need strays to fill out that roster. But anyways.
Isn't that team just all made of strays?
At this point. Man.
It's probably the only thing kind of exciting with the Twins right now is dodging strays.
All right, let's get into this a little bit. I mean, we don't have to dive deep into it because I mean, this lady's already gotten enough FaceTime. I don't think we need to give her much more. But
she got way more than her 15 minutes of fame. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just don't be this fan. I mean, and that's really my only message. That's the only thing I really have to say about it. But what I do really love about this story is how the teams rallied around the kid. It was his birthday. The Marlins gave him a care package. The Phillies brought him down to the field to meet Harrison Bader. I mean, both teams treated this correctly. But just don't be this fan, please. Just don't.
I mean, she is very lucky that dad was so just like, I'm not going to put my kids through this because I don't think I would have been as cool as he was. And she's lucky that he wasn't like a total nut job or drunk or, that could have ended really bad for her because she went in there real hot. But more importantly, the rule of, I was explaining this to my wife, the rule of the bleachers, the rule of the seats in a ballpark is it doesn't matter who catches the ball, it goes to a kid.
Right.
A kid always gets the ball. You know, you can catch the ball as an adult and be like, yeah, I'm so cool. Then what do? You find the closest kid to you if it's not yours and give it to them.
Right.
Like that's the rule of the bleachers is you don't keep the damn ball. And she was okay taking the ball out of the glove of a kid to prove the point that she was closest to it, so therefore it's hers. You know, we learned everything about Karen here, and I hate to use the name Karen.
Yeah,
I know
thanks.
that, but you know, guaranteed this lady's the president of her HOA, measures the height of the grass. This is somebody, and then like whoever she was with, the guy, I'm assuming it's a husband. God bless him if he lives with this. But he's up at the top of the stairs screaming at her to stop so they can get out of there because they're getting booed and screamed at. Like they left the game because they were getting booed and screamed at all over a freaking $12 baseball.
Yeah. Right.
Like, come on, lady. It ended up with a kid. You know, you want to call the guy a jerk? Yeah, call him a jerk. Great. You know, he ran over a section and grabbed a ball that was sitting in a seat. There's nothing wrong with that. But just like you said, don't be that fan.
Yeah.
It's a baseball. The kid got it. It's a happy ending. Just leave it alone.
That's it. That's it. And
but if you want to, if you need to be that person, then you know you're gonna get exactly what she got.
Yeah, and again, right, like never caught a baseball at a game, but if I would, I'd give it to a kid. There is one circumstance I would never give it to a kid, and that is that if it's a historic home run ball, it's someone's first career home run. I'm hanging on to that, and I'm going to the clubhouse with it because I'm getting a ransom for that. I mean, Shohei's 50-50 ball. What was that one? That one went for big bucks. So it's just like, you know, like there's certain circumstances where, you know, it's, I wouldn't say okay to fight over a ball, but it's also okay not to give it to a kid. And a historical one, if you're a fan and you're knowledgeable enough to know that that's a historic ball, you're not giving it up. Like, but I'm immediately leaving the ballpark if I catch that ball.
Oh yeah, that thing's going in my pocket and I am running for my life. I was like, I remember when, you know, with the Mark McGwire home run balls, when people were literally like diving over seats, fighting over them. And we saw it with Shohei last year. And yeah, I mean, historic baseball for sure. But like just a regular generic home run ball, foul ball, like don't be that fan.
That's it.
Don't be that fan. Because she got caught on national television, or she got caught on television, which was blown up into a national event. And now her life is mostly ruined because of this. And that's a face that most Phillies fans will not forget.
Yeah. And that, yes, unfortunately, this is true. You know, it doesn't represent all Phillies fans. We all have those fans in our fan bases that it's like, you know what, like they don't represent us. As Red Sox fans, we got a ton of them too. Like I get it. But it's just for me, just don't be a jerk. I think that's just what it comes down to. It's like you can be like mad at yourself that, hey man, I didn't get that ball, whatever. But like, I'm not gonna go over and scream at the guy that got it, and then watch him give it to his kid and still be irate about it. Like,
right? Exactly. I told my wife, I said, if he grabbed that ball for himself and sat back in the seat and held on to it, yeah, sure. You want to be mad about that? You can be mad about that. But once it's in the glove of a kid, game over.
Yeah.
Like there's no coming back for it. And it's not like she caught it. It's not like I don't think she even touched it. It was in the seat down in front of her. And there were two other people that ran over, which I'm not sure if you saw the video, but after she came back with the ball, she went down 2 rows and yelled at the other guy that came after the ball. Like got right in his face. And he literally was just like waving her off. And that's when the husband was up at the top of the stairs yelling at her to get out of there because they were getting screamed at and sworn at and booed. And it was bad. And I will say, Tommy, I think Philadelphia fans are the worst in all of sports. You know, batteries, snowballs at Santa. There's lots of reasons for it. I think they're the worst fans in all of sports. However, that fan base came out real quick to say, this ain't who we are. Like, yeah, have we done some bad stuff? We sure have. But this is lower than low for us.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah. But all right. Let's move on from that because it we're not interesting enough to ignore the chat. Sorry about that, Scott. We'll be better with that.
Didn't realize we were ignoring the chat.
My bad. All right.
Yeah, if you've got something interesting to say, we'd love to hear it.
All right. So Kendall George, this is crazy. You sent me this guy's name and I looked him up. The season this dude's having in high A is ridiculous. 295 batting average, 409 OBP, only 101 stolen bases. 101 stolen bases.
And when he hit 100, he had stolen 15 in the last 5 games.
It's crazy. That's crazy. 24 caught stealing. So they've sent him. They must have just given him an automatic green light at this point. But I mean, to be 101 for 125 is ridiculous, crazy, but unreal.
I just and it's I want to say it was Hamilton has the most of all time. There's a couple of guys that are ahead of him, but he's in the top handful of guys for stolen bases in a minor league season. He's only at high A ball. I mean, and he's like the 25th ranked prospect for the Dodgers. He is he's got some mind-numbing speed.
Yeah, I mean, how fast does he go up the chains? I mean, if we're putting in a 300 batting average and we're stealing bags like that and an OBP of 409, are we going up the ranks pretty quick?
Well, I have to imagine he starts next year at Double-A and begins the progression of when are you actually ready to make the leap. But it's that was the first question you asked is, okay, what's it, is what else can he do? Well, he can actually hit and get on base too. So that's a dangerous combination when that's what made Ricky so good.
Right.
Ricky can get on base. And if you can't get on base with that kind of speed, then it's kind of worthless. And that was what, Chandler Simpson of the Rays had been working on that too. Like, I got to make sure I get on base more often, whether I'm walking, bunting, hitting, whatever. I got to be on base as much as I can.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, I can't even imagine having one stolen base in a season. Speed was not in my repertoire. 101 at any professional level is insane. Absolutely crazy.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Absolutely nuts.
And it's funny because the Dodgers have a farm system that's just loaded with talent.
Yeah. Yeah, hope so. We need more players with this tool set. Yeah, just speed and on base be insane. Which, I mean, we've seen the speed come up, right? All the young kids seem to have the speed in their tool set. It's the on base stuff that they don't necessarily have because the power is what gets you to the MLB. So, yeah.
Well, that and I think most of these young hitters don't have the kind of patience to, work counts and take walks. They're trying to go up there to hit. They want to hit. They want to show what they can do. They want to put the ball in play. And sometimes you need to just sit back and let the pitcher put you on base. Because ultimately, if you're going to be a speed guy like this, you have to just find ways to get on base.
Why doesn't HBP count for OBP? Because I don't think it counts as a registered at bat. I think that's why. But neither does a walk. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah. All right. So Yated Hanky sent me this, and this ending of this minor league game was absolutely insane. And this was a viral clip. Wow. Viral clip that was going around. The ending of this game was wild. So bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, 1 out. The ball was hit to the right center field gap. It scored the tying run from third. And as the runner on second was rounding third, he collided with his team that came out of the dugout to start celebrating. He collides with a guy that was on the bench. So he now becomes the second out because it's accidental interference. But it's a live ball interference. So as this was going on, the center fielder picked up the ball in the gap, thought the game was over, and throws the ball into the stands. So as he throws the ball into the stands, the trail runners moved up to first and second before he threw it into the stands. Now it's a 2-base error, and that guy on second then scores the walk-off run to win the game. Just an absolutely insane play to end a baseball game. And like we say it every time, it is wild that we see something new every night across baseball, whether it's minors, majors, whatever. But this was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I can't imagine like the way that whole thing unfolds, crashing into a teammate, and then the ball goes into the stands because they think the game's over because they can't see the play happening. Like, first of all, why are the guys so far out on the field that you can crash into them and the game's not even over yet? You still got to get around the bases. Um, the whole thing is just wild. Like it's this comedy of errors that ends up in the outcome that it should have been. Like they should have won the
Right,
game.
right. On the head.
They should have scored the
Yeah.
winning run. It shouldn't have required all this chaos to do it. But my lord,
I just can't remember. I can't imagine being that center fielder, tossing the ball into the stands, and then turning around and being like, "Wait, what just happened?" Like,
yeah.
the
Wait,
game was
what?
over. Then it wasn't. Now it is. Like, it's just absolutely insane. But
Yeah,
yeah,
just
this kind of
brutal.
says it all. Mr. Clowns.
Well, no, the question was what
Oh,
league
it's
is it
minor
from?
leagues. Yeah, this is AAA. The
Yeah,
Aces and right. I think the Isotopes and the Aces are AAA. Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah. Aces are Vegas, right?
yes, no,
Yeah.
Reno. They're not Vegas. They're Reno.
Oh,
The Las
that's
Vegas
gotcha.
Aces
Gotcha.
are the WNBA team.
Oh, I thought they were both in
Yeah,
Vegas. That's right.
one's
They're
in
one's in
Reno.
Reno.
Yeah, but crazy.
Yeah, and Mike, I'm with you. Why were the teammates celebrating before you score the winning run?
Yeah, like
Like,
out onto the
I get it.
field.
Get excited. Yeah, get excited. Get on the top step. You don't get on the field until the game's actually over. Like they're just asking for
Yeah,
trouble there.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, John saw the plane of the Homer Simpson slapped my forehead.
Yeah,
I mean, I must have watched that 5 times, just like wondering how the hell that
yeah,
happens.
yeah. Bad news bear stuff for sure.
Bad news
Yeah,
bears.
for sure. Man. All right. So I made
Brutal.
this before today's action. So the games back are a little bit off, but the standings are pretty much the same, except for the Tampa Bay Rays have fallen behind the Guardians now. They are now 4 games back. But this is still how they stand, minus the Rays and the Guardians. So Rays are 4 back, Guardians are 2.5, I believe, still, and the Rangers are a game and a half, and KC is 2. So we still got Mariners, Red Sox, Yankees, but this looks like this is going to be the race down the stretch. Would you agree?
Yep. Yeah, I think this is what you got because once you get past Tampa, you get the Angels who are then 8 games back. Um, eight eight games unless you pull off like a 15-game winning streak, you're not going to overcome. But these teams that are inside of 4 games, I mean, you got 3 teams at less than 3, 4 inside of 4. That is a lot of teams that still have a shot. And we keep saying like the Mariners, who have won 2 in a row, and I think had a little bit of a wake up with that 18-2 thrashing. They're 1 bad week away from falling out of the playoffs. I mean, it's close.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the Mariners and Red Sox? They've been kind of up and down all over the place. How are you feeling about
I
those
mean,
2 teams?
I think the Mariners are the Mariners. It's all about pitching with them and can they score enough runs. And there's nights they do and there's nights they don't. With the Red Sox, it's the bullpen. They blew another one the other night
Yeah.
where they were in it and then they couldn't close it. They couldn't finish. They had one game where they had a lead and gave it up. Another game where they rallied all the way back to get within 1, and the bullpen blew up and gave up 4 or 5 to undo it
Yeah.
all.
And then
They can't get
Chapman
consistency.
had a 4 strikeout save today, which is pretty cool.
He hasn't given up a hit in what,
Yeah,
50
it's
batters?
insane.
Is that what I saw?
Crazy. Yeah.
That,
Yeah, and how
unreal.
is Cleveland still in this, Justin? I don't know. I really don't.
I don't
I
understand
don't
it.
think we've talked about Cleveland much at all this year. They've just been there. Like, but we say it all the time. They play boring baseball. They do all the little things correctly, night in and night out, and that's what wins you games and keeps you in races. Nothing's flashy there. I mean, even Jose Ramirez, as good as that dude is, he's not flashy. He just does what needs to be done. It's crazy. I don't think they get in. I don't think they have enough mustard to get in unless these, 4 or 5 teams ahead of them just have an absolute free fall. But I don't see that happening. But if there is a team that is outside the wild card right now, Harrison, What is the team you think gets in?
That's
Yeah,
outside.
that's not in a wild card spot. Who do you see that could fall out and be replaced?
I mean, I think in reality, I think the Mariners are the ones really at risk here. I don't know that in the National League there's anybody because the Mets have a 4-game lead. I think really it's the Mariners' spot to lose. They've got a very small lead. They've got to play good enough baseball to maintain it. If they don't, they got a bunch of teams climbing right up their back. The team in that group of 4 that's sitting outside, the team that scares me the most is the Rays.
Yeah.
Because they can absolutely mash when they need to. They play good enough defense. They pitch. And even though we thought they were kind of like folding up the tent and selling the season, they really didn't. They still played well. Same with Cleveland.
Yeah.
But I think of those 4 teams, the Rays are the team that scares me the most.
I hate that I'm going to say this, but I think the Red Sox are in danger of falling out. Losing Roman Anthony at the top of that lineup, like you said, a bullpen can't preserve a game to save their life right now, other than Chapman. I hate that, but I feel like the Red Sox peaked too early, and I said it 2 weeks ago where they went on that ridiculous run. I think they just peaked too early, and they got to turn it around, or they're in trouble of falling out, I think.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I like we said last week, the Red Sox have a 3.5 game lead over the Mariners. So really it's a 5-game lead if the Rangers are a game and a half back. No, so you've got a 5-game lead over somebody who could take your spot. It really doesn't feel that comfortable. Yeah. Like it just doesn't feel that comfortable. It feels 5 games is a lot this time of year, but it doesn't feel comfortable because here we go. The Red Sox have won 5 of their last 10. You know, they laid an egg against the Pirates. They came out slow against the D-backs, won today. But it again, like you just can't. You don't know what to expect week to week. The Red Sox are good for a week and bad for a week. The Mariners are guilty of that too. The Red Sox and Mariners, I think, are probably on the shakiest ground of anybody. And then you got the Mets, who are
the Mets
also struggling, you know, and had a 6-inning no-hitter going today and still lost that game. They can't get it going either for a lot of the same reasons.
Tommy, we'll come back to that question in a second, but Trent says the Rays are the Expos, cheapest team, always competing, made of players, not money. And we talked about it on Thursday about the Rays head scout should be the highest paid guy in the league, because we just, you know, like half joking, half serious, because it's just like, where do they find these guys to always come up and compete? It's wild. And they're always there, whether they make the playoffs or not. If they don't make the playoffs, they're right on the outside looking in. Like they don't finish in the basement.
No, I picture this scout or the baseball development guy, whoever gets the credit for this, as this like mad scientist in a lab, and it's oh, we need a power hitter, and he puts together a concoction, and you know, out pops a power hitter, and he sends them up because every time they need something, they have it.
It's why.
Like they always have it waiting, and it doesn't make sense at times.
So
you can't be that good at assessing talent and developing talent all the time, but they are.
I mean,
but they are, like, they don't miss on anything, except for Wander Franco.
Right. And then even then, they didn't miss on him. They just missed on his off the field stuff.
Yeah, they just didn't realize he had off the field issues, but they just don't miss. They don't miss.
It's never quite enough to get them over the top, but they're only 1 or 2 players away every year, it seems. So it's crazy.
Yeah, they're obnoxiously always there.
All right, so back to Tommy's question here. What league, in our opinion, is the more exciting going into the postseason, the AL or the NL?
I mean, I said it since the offseason, and I still feel this way. It's the National League. I think the National League, I think the 4 best teams in all of baseball are in the National League.
Yeah.
I think your top 4 sitting out in the NL. And then you come back to the American League. I think the National League is going to be an absolute gauntlet. For all their problems, the Dodgers are scary as hell. For all the problems they've had lately, the Cubs are scary as hell. The Brewers are probably the best all-around team in baseball. The Phillies, again, another team that's scary as hell. If these teams can get their act together and play good baseball for a week or two, they can steamroll anybody, but they're also just as likely to implode on themselves.
Yeah.
But I do believe the 4 best teams in baseball are in the National League.
Yeah. See, I'm going to take the other side of that argument. I agree with you. I think the 4 best teams are in the National League. I agree with you there. But I think the AL is so wide open that is going to be incredible to watch because you just don't know who's going to win on any given night. I mean, it could change here in the next 3 weeks. Don't get me wrong. We could get a team that just surges and emerges. But I think the AL, ALDS, ALCS could be crazy because it could be so evenly matched. But I'm with you on the NL teams, but the AL could be just as exciting, but for the other reasons. That's just
that's a
open.
fair point. I mean, the AL is in the same boat where there's really no clear-cut lead. I mean, I still think the Tigers and Astros are your kind of teams to beat in the AL, but they've been train wrecks at times too. I mean, the Tigers have been pretty poor since the All-Star break. Then you get the Blue Jays, who have put together a really great second half. But yeah, I think I agree with you and Mike on this one. Is the AL is going to be excited for a similar but slightly different reason than the fact that although the best teams aren't there, it's still just as wide open, and it's going to be an absolute slugfest round after round.
I don't know if I can make an AL prediction for the World Series. Like right now, I really don't. I mean, I could cop out and say it's going to be the Blue Jays, Astros, or the Tigers because they're in first place in their divisions, but I just don't know. Again, Blue Jays are the AL Milwaukee Brewers, right? You just kind of don't know what to expect from them. They're finally putting it together this year after me being in their corner for the last 3 years, and you can vouch for me. I've said the Blue Jays have to make the playoffs because they have too much talent and it has to click at some point. And it seems like this year it's finally clicked. Yep. Now, again, plenty of baseball left for them to implode. Still waiting for it. But can we trust them in the playoffs? I don't know if we can.
No, and the Blue Jays got off to a slow start again this year. At least they found it and recovered and have had a really good run since, I want to say, was it June? Was it June they really came on, and they've been one of the best teams in baseball since then. But they're another team like the Brewers where, the track record says they're going to fall apart. Just a matter of when. We thought they might fall apart during the regular season and fall out of the playoffs. They haven't yet. And here we are on September 7th, running out of time for them to fall apart. So when's it coming?
Yeah.
I mean, Bo Bichette left the game today. It doesn't sound like it's anything serious, but there's a lot of question marks on everybody. I mean, the Tigers and Blue Jays are now effectively tied for the best record in the American League. There's a half game difference. But I don't know that I would say either one of them is clearly better than anybody else.
Yeah. Tommy, I wish I could give you an ALCS or NLCS prediction, but with these teams moving around so much in the standings right now, like I don't even know what the potential matchups could be. So like it's hard to give you an absolute matchup. But I mean, if I had to pick the 2 best teams in each league right now, I think I would have to go Blue Jays, Astros, and then maybe I don't know, it's hard. I think it's the Brewers and maybe the Phillies. I mean, Padres are out there. Man, I would say Brewers, Phillies, Blue Jays, Astros. I think.
Yeah, as it stands right now, your first round of the playoffs in the NL is going to be the Dodgers and the Mets, the Cubs and the Padres. I would take the Dodgers over the Mets. I would take the Cubs over the Padres. So then you got Dodgers versus Phillies and Cubs versus Brewers. That tells me you're probably looking at either you're probably looking at probably a Cubs, Phillies, NLCS.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, I mean, the Brewers could easily win that. Dodgers could easily. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I can give you a prediction, but I could also just go flip a coin and name teams because I feel like that's where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah, Edward, we cried a little bit too. This
Oh,
one hurts. I don't know if he's going to be back in time for the playoffs either. They were talking that he's right on that borderline of it. So we will see if Roman Anthony comes back or not. But um, Mike says Brewers, Padres, Sox, and Tigers. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. But
yeah, I
yeah,
would not be upset about that. I mean, and honestly, I could see that playing out just as well as I could see any other scenario playing out.
yeah. No, yeah, Ben, I prefaced the beginning of this segment by saying that it's not right because I did this yesterday. So I didn't have it today's updated, but yeah, we know that the Rangers are 1.5 behind Seattle now. Yeah. So I had made the show prior to coming on, and they just hadn't fixed it.
John, this would be amazing, but MLB would hate it.
Yeah.
It would be for in terms of like media and revenue, this would be like a worst case scenario for baseball to have Brewers and Mariners in the World Series. However, for fans, this would be amazing to have a first time winner.
Yeah.
And Tommy, I feel this way with so many of these teams. You know, you think the Phillies are unpredictable. They could win it. They could also get knocked out in the first round. Yeah, I think anybody's in that boat right now. I think you could tell me the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. You could also tell me they get knocked out in the first round. And I would say, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, right.
I don't, I look at a team like the Red Sox, as much as we rag on the Red Sox because they've got holes. That is a team that when they're hot will steamroll anybody.
Yep.
And they could be in the World Series. But
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of faith that they can hold it together that long because of the flaws they have. But there's nobody else they're going up against that doesn't also have their own set of flaws.
Right.
You know, this is not one of those years where you've got a team or two that is so far above and beyond everybody else. This is an incredibly even group of teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of pulling for the Mariners and Brew Crew too. If my Red
Cool.
Sox can't get there, then I'm all for that. I'm with you, Captain. But and you're right, John. Every team
Yep.
is capable of all of the above. Agree. Then any given Sunday, yeah, appropriate for today. But I think that's how the playoffs are going to shape up for sure. It is going to be. I think the World Series is up for grabs, and every team that makes the playoff is going to have an equal shot to get there. It's just who's playing well at the right time.
Imagine a world in which both the Red Sox and the Mariners fall out, and you end up with like Kansas City and Cleveland.
It's crazy,
At the very end.
right?
I mean, right now anything is possible.
Yeah, and the Rangers are still sitting there.
They are. They got a tough stretch coming, and I suspect that they're going to fall back, but maybe not. I mean, we thought when Evaldi went down, they would have fallen out by now, and here they still are hanging on.
Yeah. All right, Harrison, you threw this slide in here, so I'm
I threw
curious
this in
your
like
thoughts.
5 minutes before we went on the air because I saw this question asked in a group, and I want to say MLB Network may have asked it originally on their page, but I saw it asked in a group, and the conversation got heated. Like people were getting quite fired up defending their choice. So the question is, you've got to pick one of these players to start your franchise, and your options are James Wood of the Nationals, Roman Anthony of the Red Sox, or Nick Kurtz of the Athletics. You've got to pick one guy to build a franchise around. I look at this and go, give me any of them, I'm happy. Like I almost don't care who you give me, but there is an argument to be made for each one of them. You know, Wood is your middle of the order thumping power bat. Roman Anthony is your more well-rounded Juan Soto type player, high OBP, good average. And then Nick Kurtz might be your best all-around hitter. But these are three very different players. I would take any of them, but the conversation got heated. So I want to put it out there to you, Nick, and put it out there to chat. Like, if you've got to pick one guy to start a franchise with, who are you taking?
Listen, I love my Sox. I love Roman Anthony. I'm taking Nick Kurtz, and I don't think it's close right now. Just on the body of work that he has put in this year. That's all I'm going on. I think Roman has the higher ceiling. I think he's a more complete hitter.
Yep.
He doesn't chase. He can hit for power. He can hit for average. He has great knowledge of the strike zone. But what Nick Kurtz is doing in Sacramento right now is insane. this dude has absolutely put Jacob Wilson far, far back in the rearview mirror for Rookie of the Year. I know Wilson got hurt, but I think even if Wilson was still on the field, Kurtz would have absolutely just demolished him. I mean, the power numbers, the clutch hits, he's got what, 2 or 3 walk-off homers this year, and against great pitching.
He had like 2 in the same weekend, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, God, for me, it's Nick Kurtz. He's imposing at the plate. He's huge. Good bat, good stick.
He's a big boy.
And plays great defense, too. Defensively, he is unreal at first base. So,
yeah,
for me, as much as I love Roman, I'm taking Nick Kurtz.
I mean, Nick Kurtz's stat line is ridiculous. In 98 games, because keep in mind, he didn't start the year on the
Yeah, right.
He came up. 98 games, he's hitting 305, 29 home runs, 73 RBIs. He's got a 5.1 WAR. And really, since he's come up, he has been the best overall first baseman in all of baseball.
Yeah, not close.
Better than everybody. I mean, Freeman, all of those guys. He's got better numbers than Vladdy. Like, he's been the number 1 overall best first baseman in baseball since he came up. Then you got Roman Anthony, only 71 games because he came up even later, hitting 292 with 8 and 32, an OBP of 396, and a 3.1 WAR in only 71 games. Almost 30 fewer games than Nick Kurtz. Very similar numbers, not as much power, much higher OBP, but an absolute stud. Then you got James Wood, who's been up for the longest of any of them, 139 games. Batting 256 with 27-86, a big strikeout, big power guy. Not as well-rounded a hitter potentially as the other guys, but he has got the power upside. So you look at it as Nick Kurtz might be your best overall hitter, Roman Anthony might be your most well-rounded player, and then Wood is your potentially highest potential power hitter. But these guys are all great.
Oh, yeah. Like you said, I would take either one of them. But for me, I think the leader in the clubhouse is Nick Kurtz. And at this moment, I don't think it's close. But that's just my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
Who are you taking?
Honestly, I mean, I would take any of the 3. If I had to pick one guy right now to build a team around, I would probably take Roman. I like the OBP. I like the discipline at the plate. I like the positional flexibility. That's the one thing Kurtz doesn't have is he's not a good defender. He doesn't have a lot of flexibility where he plays.
Well, he's a good defender for first base, but you're right. He's not versatile.
He can't go anywhere else. Roman Anthony can play any of the outfield positions. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he could play first base if he needed him to, but I like what, and not that Roman's a great defensive outfielder. He's good. He's not great. But I like the flexibility. But to me, I love Kurtz's upside, but I like Roman Anthony's discipline because you can't beat that. There's no book on Roman Anthony that beats a disciplined eye.
That's fair.
And I think that's where a guy like Kurtz will, as they get the book on him, you've seen him slow down a little bit here because they're finding the holes because he's not quite as disciplined.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But honestly, give me any of the 3 and I would be happy. If I'm a GM and I can have any of those 3 guys, I'd be pumped. Doesn't matter who it is. Yeah,
we agree. Edward Rome's a monster for sure, but yeah, I'm taking Nick Kurtz. Back to Ben's point, Rangers' next 9 games, to go back a little bit, are against the Brewers, Mets, and Astros. If they can survive that, then they got the Marlins, Twins, and Guardians to end it. So, I think it's anybody's game there for sure. But
yeah, that's what I was saying. The Rangers have a tough stretch. I'll be curious where they end up when that stretch is over because their next week and a half, it will decide their season. Because I think the back half of that is so much easier for them.
I agree.
And John, we say this over and over again. It's absolutely the right time to say it. The game is in a great place right now when you look at all this young talent. And this doesn't even include all the other great young players in the game.
Yeah.
There's so many.
And they keep coming up. It's wild.
John, I picked Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, yeah, I would take Ken Griffey Jr. too.
Now. I still would.
Yeah, I might take him now.
Yeah. Crazy.
Something tells me he can still hit.
Yeah, you never lose it. Those guys never hit it, never lose it.
No, I'd have Nolan Ryan and Jamie Moore at the top of my rotation with Ken Griffey Jr. as the anchor.
And Bartolo. I'm bringing Bartolo back too.
He seemed to get better with age.
It's crazy. But, All right, Harrison. We've got some. Who is that guy for me? Don't you?
It's that time again.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so I got 10 of them for you this week, Nick.
10.
And I will say, these are definitely harder.
Oh, great.
We got more kind of 70s and 80s in here. We've got a bit of a mixed bag. There's a few that are absolute layups for you, so
Okay.
I'm trying to balance it here, but
All right.
this is a good bunch.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're gonna go back a little ways here to start off, Nick. Played for 17 seasons between 1971 and 1987. Played for the Dodgers, Cubs, and Athletics. 6-time All-Star, World Series champion, and World Series MVP in 1981. Best known as the Penguin when he's a key part of the Dodgers infield. Who is that guy?
I know this one. The nickname gave it away, so I'll wait.
Yeah, I was hoping the nickname would make this one a little less painful because without the nickname, might be a hard one.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right, Thomas. It's Ron Say. Yeah, for sure.
There it is.
Yeah,
they're
Ron
coming
Say.
in.
Yeah, nice job,
Ron
fellas.
Say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ron Say, average of 261, 316 career home runs, 1,139 RBIs, 354 OBP, and a 53.8 WAR.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, incredible run with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
A guy that I think your kind of devout baseball fans know who he is. Your average baseball fans probably never heard his name before, which is a shame.
Yep. On definitely the short name list too. Just Bronze. That's it.
Yeah, and it fits easily on the back of a jersey. I mean, no issues here.
Yep. Nice. Good.
Yeah, Ron Say. All right. Next one for you, Nick. Played for 12 seasons between 1998 and 2009. Played for the Marlins, Red Sox, Orioles, and Blue Jays. 2004 World Series champion. Best known for saying, "Don't let us win tonight" during the 2004 ALCS. Who is that guy?
I had it before you even started reading because I saw the quote.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
I could have gone Cowboy up, but I loved his comment to Shaughnessy of "Don't let us win tonight."
Yep.
After the butt kicking they took the night before.
Yep. Absolutely, Kevin Millar, Portland Sea Dog legend.
I mean, holds like I still think he holds half the offensive records there.
Yeah. I think he had like a 35 or 38 home run season. It was something like that down there in Portland. Crazy.
Well, and when you look at his numbers, I mean, the guy was a better hitter than he probably gets credit for being. Not a good defender, but a valuable guy that put up good numbers in his time.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's got it. Kevin Millar. Yep. Good.
So nice so Kevin Millar, career average of 274, 170 home runs, 699 RBIs. 362 OBP. That's a pretty good OBP.
Yeah.
14.2 WAR. But honestly, a guy who is probably more valuable in the clubhouse than he even was on the field. Because that 2004 team does not win without him.
They don't win if he doesn't draw that walk off Mariano.
Well, if he doesn't keep their heads in the game, if he doesn't draw the walk, like there's so many things that he did. But more than anything, I think it was just the fact, they were the idiots, Cowboy up, don't let us win tonight. Like he's got so many quotes from the time he was there.
Yeah, that quote unquote bunch of idiots had no reason to win to come out of the AL that year. Really,
no.
The Yankees team was ridiculous.
Super team. I mean, they added Sheffield between 03 and 04 after they already beat the Red Sox in 03.
Yeah, dang.
But crazy. Man, oh man.
Yeah. It's so fun to go back and watch those documentaries in 04. I mean, being in college,
campus was nuts
down.
that night.
It was so crazy.
In my quad, we lost the bathroom wall that night, like a whole wall, like from the hallway to the bathroom, the wall was gone.
Oh yeah, couch was on fire. Everything was ridiculous.
Insanity.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh boy. All right, gonna go back into the 80s here. We'll starting in the 80s. Played for 16 seasons between 1984 and 2001. Played for the Royals, Mets, Rockies, and Red Sox. 3-time All-Star, 2-time Cy Young, the 1985 World Series MVP. Best known as the third youngest Cy Young winner at the age of 21 in MLB history. Who is that guy?
Yep. Got this one.
That is correct.
Yep.
It's a shame when he got to Boston, he was so kind of broken down.
Yeah. Yeah, it is Brett Saberhagen for sure. And I think it was either 90 or 91 where the Royals had both reigning Cy Young pitchers in their rotation that next year.
Oh yeah, we had that a trivia question before. I want to say it was 91.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely Brett Saberhagen. And a guy, honestly, like he probably goes into that what if category because there was a lot of inconsistency and time missed for that guy. But when he was on and out there and healthy, his stuff was untouchable.
It was 1990 because Mark Davis won it for the Padres. Saberhagen won it for the Royals, and then they both were on the Royals in 90. Yeah.
That's right.
Crazy. Yeah, Saberhagen.
All right. So Brett Saberhagen, record of 167 and 117, one career save. Figured to add that in there.
Heck yeah.
3.34 ERA, 1,715 strikeouts, and a 58.9 WAR. A guy that at his peak was incredible, but he kind of falls into that what if category because there was some pretty dramatic fall off.
Brett Saberhagen ice cream bars.
Haagen-Dazs.
Yep. Man. Oh, this is the stat line. Oh, you're pulling it up. Sorry. Yeah. 342, 32 homers, 131 RBIs, and 97 for Portland. Yeah. 34 doubles, 2 triples. I knew it was something like that. It was stupid. Ridiculous.
The numbers are dumb. I mean, the numbers he put up in the minors are dumb, and the Marlins couldn't wait to get him to the major leagues.
Well, I mean, you say that, but he sat in Double-A in order to accrue those stats for a full year. Like, just nuts. But
yeah, the fact that he spent that many games in Double-A is mind blowing. That you wouldn't have moved him up halfway through the year and he was raking like that.
Well, I mean, the Marlins were pretty good in '97, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay. That's the problem. Like he got caught in the Marlins when they bought a World Series, and sat around the minors for 2 years waiting for a spot to fill up or a spot to open up.
I missed the Sea Dogs teal though, with the Florida Marlins teal. I missed that.
They bring it back from time to time. It's cool when they do, but they still sell the hats. They still sell the old hats with the teal. So
it's in my cart. Don't you worry.
I'm sure it is. I'm shocked it's not in your closet already.
It was, but it's a little raggedy.
Oh yeah, those. You had one of the originals.
Oh yeah,
those are epic.
Yeah.
All right. Played for 16 seasons between 1971 and 1986. Played for the Giants, Mets, Padres, Angels, Yankees, Cubs, and Athletics. A 3-time All-Star. Best known for sending a live rat in a pink box to a female reporter back in 1986. Who is that guy?
Oh, I got it. I think.
Yep.
Okay.
It is. Did you know the rat story?
I did not. That's why it was throwing me off until I saw the picture.
Yeah. He was not well liked by the media, and that stunt didn't help.
I'm sure it didn't. I'm sure it didn't. But I think when MLB Network had the best games of all time, it was the Reds and Cubs game. I think it was Reds. Maybe it was Phillies. It was Phillies and Cubs, I think, when they had that 24-22 game at Wrigley when the wind was blowing out at 26 miles an hour. And he hit 3 bombs that day, and 2 of them were on the side street over Waveland Avenue.
They were they were like a whole neighborhood away.
I mean, crazy. Yeah.
I mean, he had as many huge strikeouts as he did huge home runs.
He's probably the reason why the wind was blowing out that hard. But yeah, Dave Kingman for sure.
Absolutely, Dave Kingman. And look it up. That story is real about the rat in the pink box.
That's crazy.
I was like, this can't be real, but sure enough, it was.
That's wild.
So Dave Kingman, look at these numbers: 236 career average, 442 home runs, 1,210 RBIs, a 302 OBP, 17.3 WAR. It was a home run or nothing for this guy.
Yep.
But I mean, he's Kyle Schwarber before Kyle Schwarber,
right?
In terms of the average and the pop, but Schwarber could take a walk, and Kingman did not take him as well.
Nope. I'm here to get my hacks.
That's the thing. He didn't get cheated. You got an A swing out of him every single time.
Crazy.
All right. This one's fun, Nick. Played for 12 seasons between 2000 and 2011. Played for the Expos, Indians, Dodgers, Athletics, Padres, Rangers, Cubs, and Mariners. A one-time All-Star in 2008. Best known for his fiery temper and infamous meltdowns with teammates, fans, and umpires. Who is that guy?
Does he like to play Monopoly?
He's definitely a game fan.
Yeah. Man. This guy and Carl Everett together, man, at the same time was just wild.
Was just wrong on so many levels.
These two guys were just wild all the time, man.
I thought of him a few days ago solely because an old clip came around of him losing it in Seattle, and he's being held back. I believe it's again by a manager. And he's just like, his shirt's like ripping as he's trying to get away, and he's like screaming at an umpire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely Milton Bradley for sure. I mean, I just can't imagine being that mad at the world all the time. All the time.
Everything. I mean, you'd like a bad strike 3 call on a random game in April, and he would lose his mind like it was Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah. Crazy. That's a sick card, though, by the way.
Right? I saw that card. I'm like, oh, man, that's going in the deck. So, yeah, Milton Bradley, career average of 271, 125 home runs, 481 RBIs, 364 OBP, and a 16.9 WAR. The shame is the guy could play.
Right.
He was in Cleveland, I want to say, for like 3 years, and then it was like a series of 1-year deals, and then he was gone because nobody could stand the guy.
Yeah.
He was impossible. He was impossible because he just couldn't keep the temper.
I can't even imagine what that's like going around the clubhouse, just walking on eggshells all the time.
Yeah, I mean, because the stories of him screaming at guys and starting fights in the clubhouse. I mean, this guy was just constantly looking for somebody to fight.
Crazy. But
like David Segui, a power keg of intensity. David Segui was a bit of a nut job too.
Yeah.
Milton Bradley's a whole nother level. He and Carl Everett were like certifiable.
Yeah.
But there's lots of guys like that in baseball that were kind of quietly insane.
One of my first Red Sox experiences was a Carl Everett meltdown. And I mean, it was absolutely incredible.
That guy was nuts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he also believed the world was flat and all kinds of other crazy stuff.
It's not?
Oh, yeah. So I didn't mean to break that kind of news on the air. Sorry, Nick.
Oh, okay.
All right, moving on. Next one. Played for 19 seasons between 1966 and 1984. Played for the Athletics, Cubs, and Dodgers. 2-time All-Star, World Series champion in 1981. Best known for saving the American flag from protesters at Dodger Stadium in 1976. Who is that guy?
Oh, my God. I should know this one. Is it? Yes, it's absolutely him. I couldn't think of it. Yeah, it's Rick Monday for sure.
Yeah, the legendary video of him saving the flag from the protesters that were the two hippies trying to burn it.
Yeah.
And I even made sure to grab the card with him holding the flag.
Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah, that's Rick Monday, average of 264, 241 home runs, 775 RBIs, 361 OBP. 33.1 WAR.
Yeah, I could totally see his face, and I couldn't get the name there. But yeah,
Thomas has got it too.
Just saw that.
John Temple. I just saw the clip the other day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you get these two hippies that just like jump out in the field, like kneel down to try to burn the thing in the outfield. He goes flying in and grabs it and takes off. It's such a cool clip.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Tommy, I was right with you. Like I had it. I had his face in my head too, and I just couldn't quite get to the name. But like Tom Tuesday, nope, that's not it. Rick Saturday,
Willie Wednesday, nope, not him.
I don't think he plowed him over. Didn't he just steal the flag? I
think he just stole the flag and took off. I don't remember him plowing him over, but at least not in the clip. I saw the clip a few days ago. I sure remember exactly what happened. But
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember him plowing them over. I remember him just going in there and grabbing it and running away.
Yeah.
Because by then security was heading for them anyways.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, next one. Played for 11 seasons between 1990 and 2000. Played for the Indians, Cardinals, Red Sox, Phillies, Braves, Mariners, and Yankees. Voted strongest arm in 91, 92, and 93 by the managers. Best known for his 4 home run, 12 RBI game for the Cardinals in 1993. Who is that guy? That is correct.
Yeah, I had to type in the full name there.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't say his name without saying the rest of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Yada Hankey wasted no time.
No.
That is for sure hard-hitting Mark Whiten.
And those 4 home runs were absolute bombs.
They were not cheapies.
Nuclear bombs.
They were not cheapies. I mean, I think there's one of those balls that may still not have landed.
No. It's in orbit.
Literally, I mean, I think they served meals on those flights.
Yeah.
Mark Whiten averaged a 259, 105 RBIs, 423 RBIs,
all
341
in one
OBP. Yeah, you got a lot of them in one game. OBP of 341 and a 14.1 WAR. I was really surprised to see the home run total for his career. I mean, he didn't play that long, and he missed time, and he was sometimes a platoon guy. But I mean, with the power that guy had, I felt like he should have had so many more home runs than 105.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put his career path like with that many teams, honestly. Like I remember him as a Cardinal, and that's it. I don't even remember him with the Red Sox at all. So, like, I mean,
well, he wouldn't really.
He
was only in Boston for the back half of the '95 season. He only played 30. He only played 30 games.
Gotcha.
32 games, hit 1 home run, drove in 10, batted 185.
Well, that would be why the Red Sox.
You didn't miss anything in Boston.
No.
But like, for Toronto, it was 79 games over 2 years. The Yankees, it was 69 games. Seattle was 40 games. Atlanta was 36 games. Boston was 32 games.
Yeah.
But I mean, he only had 2 seasons of 20 or more home runs, just a ton of like 9, 7, 6, 5. He just, and I always remembered him being a big home run guy, but it really all came in 2 seasons.
Yeah. Crazy. It landed, but next to Soler's World Series bomb.
So Soler's World Series bomb was ridiculous.
Yeah, see, I'm with you, Tommy. Like every time I think Mark Whiten, it's in this Cardinals uniform. That's it. I can't picture him in any other uniform. But as you just said, Harrison, like he wasn't anywhere for any length of time whatsoever.
No. I'm sorry, 95, he started the season in Boston, then got traded to Philadelphia, where he spent 60 games with Philly. And then in 96, he spent 60 games with Philly and then was traded off to Atlanta. So he didn't stay anywhere for long. In 1996, he was on 3 different teams. He was with Philly, then he got traded to Atlanta, then Atlanta traded him to Seattle. All in the same year. The guy just bounced around.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I always thought he would have had way more power than that.
Yeah, Thomas, they came against the Reds for sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, absolutely crazy. Mariners used him as trade bait. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Well, he was one of those guys that had these flashes and these moments, but just couldn't put them together.
Yeah. Wild.
All right. This is a fun one. Played for 15 seasons between 1973 and 1987. Played for the Rangers, Cubs, Giants, Pirates, Dodgers, and Tigers. 3-time All-Star, 4-time batting champion, World Series champion in 1979. Best known for being traded for Ferguson Jenkins in 1973. Who is that guy? I love those old Pirates hats.
So sick. I almost bought that one. They had those. They had those when I was in Pittsburgh.
It is sick. I love that hat. It's so iconic.
This one might stump me. He looks so familiar, and I can't put.
He's considered to be one of the best pure hitters of that era, but a guy that is often not recognized. Oh, we got it in chat.
Yeah. No
It is
clue.
absolutely Bill Madlock.
Yeah.
I mean, look at these career numbers, though. Career average of 305, 163 home runs, 860 RBIs, 365 OBP, and a 38.2 WAR. A guy that just hit. And in many cases, not a lot of folks remember him because that's what he was. He was just a pure hitter.
Yeah. I wouldn't have pulled that name. We could have been here all night.
Well, and the Ferguson Jenkins trade was one of those where Madlock had shown some signs he could hit, but hadn't really done it yet, and they traded him for Ferguson Jenkins was in the trade, and then all of a sudden Madlock went on to win 4 batting championships.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, this guy can hit."
Yeah.
But you just raked, just hit.
Yeah. Crazy. Wow. Yeah. See, that's my black hole of trivia is 70s to mid 80s. I no idea that baseball even existed there.
And it was a weird era. It was a really weird era.
Yeah. It's hard for me.
But got to mix it up for the fans, Nick. We got a lot of folks that love that 70s, 80s baseball.
Absolutely. I totally get it. And I respect that era of baseball. I don't have there's nothing in my brain for that era of baseball for sure.
No, and he's a guy who like I was vaguely familiar with, but I couldn't have told you much about him.
Yeah. But that's what I love about our show is like I can tell people and be honest, like I don't know anything about 70s baseball, but like I have learned so much doing this because of other fans being like, "Oh, you missed some great players that you never got a chance to see." And I'm like, "Well, I'll take your word for it because I don't know."
Yeah.
But that's the best part about doing this.
It is awesome. And all the history you have is just there's so much that you can never remember at all.
No.
But so I got 2 more for you, Nick. I expect you to get both of these.
Oh goodness.
This one's right in Tommy's wheelhouse. So
all
right. Here we go. Next one, Nick. Played for 12 seasons between 2000 and 2011. Played for the Phillies, Rays, and Giants. 2-time World Series champion in 08 and 10. Best known for winning the Golden Spike Award at Miami in 1998 and being the number 1 pick. Who is that guy?
It doesn't really look like him in this picture, but I think it's him. I think.
It is.
Huh. For me, it doesn't look like him.
I know it's funny because even when you get close, it's kind of like I thought he had like a larger square jaw, but
yeah,
he didn't exactly remind me of exactly what I thought I'd see.
Yeah, it is definitely Pat the Bat. Yeah,
there
nice
it is.
job, Tommy. Yeah, good.
Had to serve you up some Phillies here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pat the Bat Burrell. Average of 253, 292 home runs, 976 RBIs, a 361 OBP, which off a 253 average is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And an 18.9 WAR. This guy might have been one of the most hyped prospects of that era of baseball, and had some incredible moments, but another guy who I just didn't quite turn into who they thought he'd be, but had a good career.
I was going to say, still a damn good ball player, man.
Good career.
Yeah.
And his biggest problem was he became a defensive liability, and that's ultimately why the Phillies chose to move on from him.
Yeah.
See, looks exactly like him to me. I mean, fair.
See, from this angle, I'm like, yeah, that's Pat Burrell. The other one, to me, I just thought like the swing looked like him, but his face just looked a little off. But that's just me.
That's fine.
All right.
Last one, and everybody should be getting this one in chat. All right, here we go. Played for 6 seasons between 1998 and 2003. Played for the Braves, Indians, Rangers, and Devil Rays. Career high 38 saves in 1999. Best known for his infamous 1999 Sports Illustrated interview that derailed his career and also made Mets fans hate him. Who is that guy?
Love this. Love it. Love it.
This, I came across a clip of him too last week. I'm like, oh my, I have to put him in the show. Like I've avoided him a few times, but I'm like, it's got to happen.
I completely forgot about the SI article.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about it.
Yeah, where he called New York Beirut or whatever, and he just went off on like he
that's
absolutely
right.
eviscerated New York,
That's
and he got
right.
destroyed every time he went there after that. And honestly, his career fell apart after that.
Yeah.
His best season
Man.
was in '99. He had that interview right after the season in December, and was never the same guy. He got in his own head.
Yeah. So was the common theme of these pictures nut jobs? Yeah, I mean, we had Milton Bradley, we have John Rocker.
I mean, I feel like the last week or two, I've gotten a bunch of like clips and things about these former nut jobs, so it just seemed to all come together at the same time.
And it's weird they're going to your phone and not mine, Harrison.
I feel like it's because we share the account. Whatever.
Okay.
The insanity comes my way. I don't know.
That's more like it.
But anyways, yeah. So John Rocker, career record of 13-22, 88 career saves, 3.42 ERA, 332 strikeouts, and a 3.5 WAR. A guy who was incredibly dominant at times, but he was absolutely off his rocker. The guy was like also insane. And most of the pictures, like Google his name, most of the pictures are him like on the mound screaming. The dude was nuts. He'd come out of the bullpen at 1,000 miles an hour. He was nuts.
He did that so he didn't die from the
batteries. I mean, in New York, he needed to run like that. They probably had him in a bulletproof vest too.
Man, crazy.
But yeah, that dude was another one that was certifiable.
He was also a Survivor contestant. He was on Survivor.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. He was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should I be concerned you're not on the Homeland watch list now, are you?
Oh man, I hope not. I mean, we talked about him, but he would be in there for sure.
I've got Carl Everett on the list. He'll come up here soon. Yeah. I've kind of have when I come across random players, I just kind of keep a running list and
yeah.
And then I'll also just randomly, as I'm kicking around the internet, I'll see an article and they'll mention a name like, oh, it's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, so I do that. I have a whole
keep it going
list of names too, for sure. Like,
yeah, I've now got ChatGPT storing my list for me, so I can just pull from them whenever I need.
I mean, my list, you would just be like, wait, why are those names like in your phone? I could just, it's crazy.
Yeah. I look like I'm some sort of like insane like terrorist because I just got like names written all over the place. My wife's like, what are you putting together on that list? I'm like, dude, don't you worry about it. You want plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Kind of like when Cap'n goes to get us Jamie Moyer. We want plausible deniability.
I heard a name the other day that I immediately put down, Nate McClouth.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, that one was crazy obscure. I was like, yep, putting him down.
I just love the random ones.
Yeah, it's so cool.
His clip breaking up Mussina's perfect game. I saw that one too, Mike. I saw that either this week or last.
Oh, yeah.
When he dumps that ball into left center field to break up Mussina's 8 2/3 perfecto.
Yep, that's right. I saw that one too.
Yeah, just kind of fought that ball off and dumped it in left center.
Yeah.
The less we know, the better. I'm with you, John.
Yeah. All right, dude, you are in the right place if Moyer is your dude.
Oh yeah, this show we should really be rounding third baseball. We love Jamie Moyer. That should be like the subtext of it.
For sure. But all right, do you have anything else you want to add in? Kind of a weird news week this week. Anybody in the chat have anything they want to bring up before Harrison heads off to Florida?
Yeah, so I figured it's worth mentioning. Did you see the clip of the lady at the Phillies game? That took the ball from the kid. Anybody see that? That was amazing. That was wild.
Missed it.
Yeah. So in other notes, Kyle Raleigh hit number 53 today.
Yeah.
Because he just keeps hitting him.
Does he get to 61? He's got 3 weeks to hit 8.
No, I think he ends up at 58 probably.
Okay.
But could he? Absolutely he could. I mean, he went on a tear not that long ago. He's been a little quiet later. But
yeah,
I would love to see him get 260. I just don't think he does.
Yeah, it's fair.
So I heard a really good argument about the whole MVP thing. And I think I got into it a little bit with somebody who kept coming back to Aaron Judge has him in every category but home runs. If it wasn't for the home runs, it wouldn't matter. Understood. However, what separates Cal Raleigh from being Joey Gallo or any other slugger is the fact that he's a catcher. And that's the piece that people keep forgetting. Cal Raleigh is doing this all out of the most difficult physical defensive position there is, which is catcher.
Right.
And that's why you have to give him the benefit here of that. That's why he should get the MVP over Judge. Is Judge the better hitter? Absolutely. But what Cal Raleigh's doing out of the catcher position is, as we've seen, historic.
Yeah, I can respect the hell out of Aaron Judge. And when I say that I'm taking Cal Raleigh as my MVP, it's no slight against what Aaron Judge is and is what he's doing at the plate. Because the dude is an MVP.
Yep.
But you can't be a platinum glove winning catcher that is setting records and not be considered the MVP on a team. If you're not doing this, I don't know where the Mariners are. Are the Mariners in the hunt? Are the Mariners just on the outside looking in? Like, I can argue that they would be. So like, it's hard for me to say. I think both picks are correct. I will say that.
Yeah.
I think no matter who wins it deserves it. But for me, it's Raleigh. It's the defense. It's the platinum glove. We have never seen 53 plus homers out of the catching position. Granted, only 38 of them are out of the catching position. The others are from the DH position.
Right. He DHs like 25% of the time.
But so did Salvador Perez, and they still counted that. So
does it. So did Aaron Judge. I mean, it's
right. Facts. So, yeah, the Mariners are 10 games under. Trust me, if that's fair.
Don't disagree. So, and I think the hard part too is there's never been an MVP, a hitter that's won an MVP with a batting average less than 250, and Cal sitting at 242. I mean, that would be the lowest batting average for an MVP ever. But we're in a world where batting average is no longer the kind of the main barometer. It's OBP, it's WAR, it's your value in driving and runs. This is a game that has changed to a point where you're not going to go out and hit 350 like these guys used to because the pitching is just that good.
Right.
You've got to make the most of every at bat, and the best way to do that and driving runs is to hit home runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hit it so no one can catch it.
That's as we've said before, it's going to be really hard to string 3 or 4 hits against a pitcher together, but you can put one in the seats pretty quick and put it run on the board.
Captain, that's not a bad point. I think if the M's miss the playoffs, it's Judge. As much as I hate that, that's the deciding factor. It will be. I mean, that's not a bad take. I don't hate that.
No,
take.
I don't hate that either. And I think John is right. I think 250 is becoming the new 300. We are right now. There's only, as of this morning, there's only 3 players with a 300 average or better in the National League. And the question is, are we going to have somebody win a batting title with a 2 in front of their batting average for the first time in history? And it looks like, I mean, you got Freddie Freeman right at 300. Somebody else is right at 300. Somebody's at like 301. But you only have like 3 guys hitting 300 or better in the National League. So you literally could have. I think Arise is even below that now. I mean, you could potentially have somebody win a batting title with a sub 300 batting average.
Yeah, he's 287.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. Wild.
I didn't even, that thought never like crossed my mind. Like, obviously I know batting average is down across the league, but that's crazy.
It almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at.
Wow.
So you have.
I'm looking it up right now too myself. You got Aaron Judge 321, Jacob Wilson 315 if he qualifies.
Oh, it's Trey Turner.
He's got 425, so that he's fine. Yeah, Trey Turner has the highest in the NL at 305.
305.
And then nobody else. Sal Frelick is the next highest at 299.
and Freddie took an O for today and fell to 295.
Yeah.
So you have 7 players in baseball right now hitting 300 or better. Aaron Judge at 321, Jacob Wilson at 315, Bo Bichette at 311, Trey Turner at 305, Jeremy Pena at 304, Vladdy at 301, and George Springer at 301. Everybody else, Sal Frelick is now at 299, Freddie's at 295. 7 guys hitting better than 300. So you could potentially have an NL batting champ that wins it without batting 300 or better.
That's wild. I mean,
Isn't
not
that crazy?
long ago, these guys winning batting titles were 340 and above.
Forget Nomar, 372.
Easy.
Todd Helton
Yeah.
won it at 372. 393. I mean, we've seen some insane batting averages. Not anymore.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
But
yeah, at that point, just throw out the batting title. I'm with you, Forrest.
well, it's
it's silly.
You're the tallest midget. Like that's what it's not a matter of like who's the best hitter. You're just the tallest midget. You're the best bad guy.
Yeah, Bill Miller, 326.
That's
that
right.
was a low one. Yeah,
and that's right. People thought that was a
low.
low one. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't even, that thought never crossed my mind, but that's wild.
And so you could imagine you could have an MVP win. You could have an MVP in the American League with a sub 250 batting average, and a batting champion in the NL with a sub 300 batting average. That's where we've come to.
Well, Tommy just said Trey Turner's out for a bit due to a hamstring strain.
Oh, that's right. He did leave the game.
So as much as that's a blow to Philly, that might be all right for his batting title if he still qualifies. And keep it above 300.
Yeah, might protect it.
Dang, man, that's wild. But to get to Tommy's point or question about the Sunday Night Baseball in September due to Sunday Night Football, we've been kind of talking about that off and on here the last few weeks about like what are they going to do about that next year? And you said that they're just going to flex them to like Peacock or NBC Sports or something like that, right?
Yeah, they're going to flex it to a second tier station so that they don't lose the coverage, but it won't get the same prime time feel.
Which is crazy. Down the stretch of your season, the Sunday Night Baseball matchups are usually some of the best.
Yep.
And you're going to flex it out. Well, it's because, like he said, NFL is king, and that's why.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you don't want to go ahead. I mean, there are baseball games that would beat the NFL games on Sunday night for sure, but not every time. And NBC is not going to take that chance of having that work against them.
Yeah. Mike says 42 as a catcher for Cal.
Yeah, because he had a couple more as catcher.
Yeah. But
another one back here from Cap'n. Jose passed Tommy for second on Cleveland's all-time home run list. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. We knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And again, Jose Ramirez is he's a stud.
Yeah. And he's going to have all the records once his career's over for Cleveland.
Yeah, he's Mount Rushmore of Indians for sure.
I think he will be number one Indian / Guardians of all time when his career's over. You think of the Guardians, you're going to think of Jose Ramirez. But
yep, absolutely. Off-topic question: we prefer baseball? Yes. Do we follow the Patriots at all during the football season when there's no baseball going on?
I don't anymore. They're terrible. They've been tough to watch, and I don't see much of them down here in North Carolina. Fortunately, I don't have to watch that train wreck much anymore. But
yeah,
they don't have anything. They got nothing. Drake May's nice, but they have no playmakers.
Yeah, I'm not a big football fan. I'm a Patriots fan because I'm a New Englander and I followed them since I was a kid and got to be part of that whole dynasty. But I mean, the last Super Bowl they won, I didn't even watch the Super Bowl. I didn't watch the Super Bowl against the Seahawks. I never saw the Malcolm Butler catch live. I was in Disney. I was in Florida for it. I didn't even put it on. Football is like meh. And I honestly I wouldn't let my kids play football. I'm not a big football guy. I think it's a cool sport. I've lost interest because of the injuries, the quality of play. I don't enjoy it anymore. When I was in my 20s, I loved it. And then I kind of lost interest in it. And now, if it wasn't for fantasy football, I wouldn't pay attention to it at all.
No, fair.
I don't do basketball. I cannot watch the NBA. I would rather punch myself in the groin repeatedly than watch an NBA game.
Unwatchable for me.
It's horrendous. But I do watch the NHL. I do enjoy hockey.
Hockey's insane. I I once a year I will sit and try to watch an NBA game, and it lasts about 2.5 minutes. Once I see the 6 3-pointer go up in a minute, I'm like, I think I'm good with this.
Or the guys that are flopping like dead fish out there on the floor. Like I can't do it. It is absolutely unwatchable.
Yep. So will Jose stay there his whole career? Yeah, he's a lifer. He's already said he's a lifer. He doesn't want to play anywhere else. I think he took a pay cut in his contract extension to stay in Cleveland. So
he did. He signed a more team-friendly deal to try to make sure they could pull it off.
Yeah.
Question. So Tommy Schwarber for NL MVP is making a hell of a case.
I mean, but Shohei's going to win it. Let's be honest.
Well, it's the thing. I think that Schwarber has to do so much more to win it because the bar is so much higher. I think Shohei wins it again this year, but I think Schwarber's right behind him. And I mean, Schwarber has a huge September, maybe. But I mean, he's got to hit 60 home runs.
He's on pace to. Dude just seems like every night he's hitting 2 or 3. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But man,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got.
Yeah, watch an 8-2 ball game instead of NFL game on YouTube. Yeah, I'm with you. But man,
I'm an Eagles fan. Yeah, I don't know how anybody else feels, but I feel like the NFL has just, between the injuries, the rule changes, I feel like the game has gotten just so much crappier.
Well, I mean, the guys are bigger, faster, and stronger than they ever had. So of course injuries are going to be up. And like we talked about on Thursday, when I thought you absolutely crushed the point of these guys are gym strong and they're not, their tendons aren't ready for their muscle bulk. And that's when they strain the tendon, they blow an ACL, they do all that. And it puts extra strain on your tendons and ligaments that your body's not used to or ready for yet. And that's what causes the injuries. These calf strains, the artificial turf blowing out knees and ankles and stuff like that. It's, there's no give to the artificial turf.
No, there's not. And that's, turf toe is a real thing. If you ever had it, it's a real thing.
But
I think the MLB is wrong for pandering and bowing down to the NFL. I just think MLB knows it's a fight it can't win.
Yeah, it's smart. It's smart for them.
It's one of those things where, could you go head to head with the NFL? Sure. Are people going to watch? Sure. But are you better off to just go to a less competitive time slot and take your chances? It's like you can go fight Mike Tyson, or you could fight, who was that? Was it Peter McNeely from Boston that got smoked? You can go fight Mike Tyson, or you can go fight Peter McNeely instead.
Yeah.
What would you rather do? I'd rather not go get my head knocked in.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's also smart. Like, it probably doesn't cost NBC as much money because it's like, or MLB, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But like, if you're putting them to like a lesser time or a lesser network, it's probably not going to cost as much money. You'd be like, hey, like, we'll cut you a deal because the last half of the month we're putting you on a sister station. They probably get some money off the top there or whatever.
I'm sure. And I'm sure that there's that's all built into it. And like Mike said, opening weekend, do you really want to, there's a reason that other sports flex games away from MLB opening day. Right. Like there's some level of respect between the leagues to honor the opening days and all that. But at the same time, there's also a reality that, game 135 of the season is not as exciting as game 1 of the NFL season.
Right.
So it's one of those things where it's like, you don't need to pick that fight. Peter McNeely. Peter. Tommy, I haven't watched the Super Bowl. God, I can't remember the last time I watched the Super Bowl. I didn't even watch the last 2 the Patriots were in.
That's crazy. That is wild to me.
I just, Sundays I'm doing stuff and, out with the kids, working on stuff.
That's fair.
Just I don't have all day to sit on the couch and watch football, nor do I want to, but.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, just I lost interest in football a while back.
Yeah.
Is that the MLB rally hat today? That is not the MLB rally hat today.
No, this is the Texas City Connect. I do not have the Raleigh hat yet. They are out of stock. So
yeah, those things came in and they were gone before they could even get the post out.
Yep. So yeah. All right. Anything else tonight, Harrison?
I don't think so. I think that's about it. I mean, it was a relatively strange news week. It was a lot of insanity.
Yeah, agree. All right. So Harrison's leaving for Florida tomorrow. So Thursday's going to look a little bit different. We are actually recording a show with Baseball History Dork on Wednesday. And we are going to record some trivia after this. And we're going to put the two together and release it on Thursday. So it will show that we're live, but we won't really be live. I'll probably just be in the comments with you guys watching the show, if that makes any sense. So you'll kind of see a video will release like it's live, but I'll be in the comments. I won't be live on the show with you. So I'll be jumping back and forth between YouTube and Facebook, chatting along with you guys. But we will have Baseball History Dork back, and he put together his all dork lineup, and he's got reasons for each one in the lineup, and it's going to be an awesome time talking baseball with Dork. So you will see that on Thursday. Harrison will join us from Florida next Sunday.
I will be here next Sunday. Yep.
Okay.
I'll be in
good.
Florida, but I'll be on the show.
All right. It sounds good. I hope you guys have a great week. Like I said, I'll be in the chat on Thursday during the show. So I'll talk to some of you guys then. Till then, hope your team turns it around or keeps it rolling. And we will see y'all on Thursday.
See ya.